What is up, ladies and gents? If you are a Grow A Gardener, earlier you know, obviously Jandel has been wild with spamming thunderstorms and bringing back the disco event. All of these have crazy, these have crazy multipliers on your value, meaning this thing literally has hundreds, almost like 1,000 XL value. And this is getting me hyped because this is going to allow us to pretty much use this to our advantage to make billions, if not close to 1 trillion. Now, I know people who have used this method to literally make 1 trillion, so I know this works. And this is how we're pretty much going to do this. But before we get started, I'm trying to hit 150,000 subs. And if you want to help me out, make sure you subscribe and leave a like on this video. It would be much appreciated. Now, the starting thing we're going to look at is just a bit of a recap. Now, the disco event is going to be the rainbow thing right here. Now, pretty much what happens is you're just going to start doing some random dance, whatever. And they have pretty much been spamming this. Now, this is an admin only event triggered by Jandel himself, turning the sky rainbow, plays whatever audio that they decide to make the dance based around and makes everyone dance. Now, this has been teased that they are trying to do this and like not spam it, but they are trying to do this and set a world record with the upcoming update, which is going to be pretty awesome. Obviously, as you see, they're wanting to set the world record for the Monster Mash. Now, this could lead to be some form of teased event with they are obviously trying to get this to play out to be like a world record for most players doing the Monster Mash. Like if they got the 5 million people doing this again, this would be 5 million players doing this thing, which would obviously, you know, set the record. But additionally, there might be some pet related to this or some free item. So make sure you do tune into that update, which is coming out this Saturday. Now, once again, though, this one is obviously this gives like your crop like about a 1% chance to turn disco, which has a 125x multiplier for every 2 minutes or so. So they run this thing for like a while and they run it multiple times, meaning you're going to have a good chance to get a disco mutation out of it. Now, say if you have the Candy Blossom, I don't know its sell value. I've been told it's like 1.5 million or something crazy. This thing's going to jump to almost 200 million. This is absurd, obviously, considering like I missed out obviously on this when this was being spammed overnight, but this is not something to underestimate the value that you can obtain from this. Now, the next thing is Jandel. He did actually tease the new admin weather mutation, which obviously the disco one, they did tease this in a screenshot, like the admin himself, which was this image right here, the disco. So this is what it looks like whenever, you know, the weather event's happening and you can click on it. But them teasing this means that most likely this is going to come out. Now, obviously, he is challenging the community to hit like 2 million concurrent or something higher. Like, even though last time we hit 5 million, they probably do want to rain for 5 million again, meaning we could at least see like 2 new mutations, hopefully alongside the admin disco. So obviously, this would be really overpowered. Now, there have been leaks towards like tornado events teased. Now, obviously not like the flamingo event where they just spam the admin abilities, but this could actually be like a real event that they add in. So we can do the basic math to calculate like the current mutation. So rainbow is a 0.1% chance with a 100x multiplier. Gold is a 0.5% chance with a 20x. A thunderstorm, which is just rare in general, has a 100x sell value. If obviously you can also get a lightning rod to make it strike right there. And then we have the frozen, which is from wet plus the chilled frost. So we have the 50% chance to get wet on during a rain. And then obviously once it then gets frozen and gets from the frost event, which then has a 10x sell value. And then we also have the chocolate sprinkler, if you still have one of these, which is a 2x sell value. The moonlit, which is going to give crops 2x sell value. And then obviously you can get 6 crops per 10 minutes in the event, up to obviously. And then we have the blood moon, which is a 33% chance at the start of the event, which is a 4x sell value. Then obviously we have the celestial coming in with a 120x sell value if during the meteor shower your plants happen to get struck. Now obviously you can use things to impose these to be higher, like if you say flap the star caller down every now and then hope for the best that these would affect your crop. These pretty much the way these work is by pretty much what these do is these ones are going to increase the chances of getting the moonlit, and these ones are going to increase the chances, obviously, as you see with this zone, that a meteor will come and hit that, giving it the celestial boost, which gives you the 120x sell value. Then we have zombified, which is from the chicken jockey, and this is a great time to note I am giving away 4 chicken jockeys, and if you are wanting to win one of those chicken jockeys, you got to join the giveaway, which to enter, all you got to do, it's fairly simple, is like this video, comment your username down below. And then the final one obviously is the disco admin only, which is the 1% chance for the 125x sell value. Now, if you could stack all of these, this means you're going to have almost a 20,000, which currently is a 19.2 or it's a 19,200x multiplier, which if you had something with the base sell value of like the Candy Blossom, I think, which is like 1.5 million. With all these mutations, it would sell for 28 billion shekels. Now, obviously, if 2 new admin like weather weather events add on the 100x sell value to each other, obviously, because the disco one has a 125x, and if they continue to add these admin events, we could potentially start seeing more. Even ones with like the 100x would push this staying sell value literally into the trillions. Now I'm talking, if we add these two new weather events with just say a 100x sell value, the 100x to the 19,000x, we would literally see a 192 million sell value increase. Meaning, obviously, if you could manage to get all of these, it's unlikely, but could still happen. You could see the sell value of a candy blossom hitting almost 300 trillion. Now, like, there are YouTubers who have trillions of things, and there are people with trillions of these without exploiting using methods like this. Like, even one new mutation would push this thing into the trillions of sell value, which these numbers are absurd. And how you can prepare for this is obviously going to be stacking up, and this is going to be obviously a free-to-play strategy and obviously grind heavy, but I would recommend using an alt account. So set up a high value one high value crop, and then try to stack mutations on it. So obviously you can use like a mushroom or something, you name it, to maximize mutation chances. Obviously I would recommend doing like a plant, that way you can get multiple and have higher values so on all these different things. And then additionally, what we're also going to see is if you can stack these mutations on this thing, and then this maximizes mutation chances by focusing on weather effects. So do not clear your main garden, use the alt. Obviously you want to farm with the alt. Now equip multiple chicken jockeys. Once again, if you do have chicken jockey, which I'll give you in the giveaway, if you win, you can stack multiple, and since this does stack, it means their 20% chance every 30 minutes can be stacked with the 25x sell value. Now the star caller, this is going to be for the celestial one. Make sure you get a star caller to redirect it to hit your plant, and then this obviously, once again, place it near your crop, and this is during the meteor shower, going to give you a pretty high chance to attract one of the meteors, giving you the 120x sell value. Now the next is going to be the lightning rod. Now this obviously comes in stock, and if you are wanting to join into a server without like having to camp it to figure out what's in stock, you should join my Discord server, because we do have a stock notifier. As you see, we can see that there is a godly sprinkler in stock, and I can even validate this by coming over to the gear shop and seeing that the godly sprinkler is in stock. But additionally, we have the lightning rod. Now we do notify about the lightning rod, but additionally we notify the egg stock and the weather events. So make sure you join the Discord server. That'll be in the description. Now that is going to be the main thing, is you can obviously set the lightning rod during a thunderstorm, which will be able to like shock your plant with it, giving it you 100x mutated shock, whatever. Now the next one is going to be the basic weather event. So we're going to have the wet, which is a 2x sell value if you can get a wet mutation, and then the chilled, which is the 2x sell value on it. So if you can get like on obviously the thunderstorm, so wet and shocked, wet plus chilled and frozen, like obviously, so there's the chilled mutation, and then there's frozen mutation, which comes from a wet plant that gets the chilled, which then freezes it, so it gives you the 10x sell value. So wet, chilled, frozen crops, and then obviously you can use like advanced sprinklers to boost mutation chances by 5% and all this other stuff. But now the next is going to be the lunar events. So every hour there's going to be, for 10 minutes, I think it's like 10 to 15 minutes, there's going to be the 6 moonlit crops, and if you only have that one crop, it means that crop is going to get the moonlit, which is 2x sell value, and the bloodlit, which is going to have, which lasts, obviously the bloodlit lasts for 15 minutes. This is going to give it the 4x. So in total, obviously an 8x sell value. Now what you can do is server hop. I know you can do this. Blood moon isn't on like specifically your server. It's active and you can server hop behind a blood moon. Now what you can do is join a server with a lunar, wait till it gets lunar, and then server hop till you find a blood moon, and then get blood moon on it. Now there are all these ways you can do this, but that's pretty much the best way you can do it. Now the disco event, obviously if they are going to do the monster mash, this means most likely there's also going to be a disco event, because obviously to do the dance they're going to run this event, meaning you can get the 125x sell value on your plant. So make sure you do log in about 2 hours if possible before the update on May 24th. And then obviously the potential new leaks we have for things like the tornado event, which could be something like the twisted thing. And then make sure you do though stockpile this, because that would be another 100x thing. So is this update going to be pay to win or free to play friendly? I would say this trillion shekel ability, like that you could probably grind and prepare for, is like the chicken jockeys were free. They are rare though. If you do want to trade, I do have a trading server in my Discord server, but then all the mutations, those are all free and obtained. But obviously, for the pay to win players with Robux, they can like afford mythical eggs, they can buy better gear, they can buy better plants, preparing for this better. But once again though, things like the raccoon and all this stuff are hard to obtain and easier to obviously for the pay to win players, but they doesn't mean they aren't obtainable for the free to play players. But anyways, with this, I do have a speculation about the tornado event, which was teased obviously in the lunar glow event, and might be permanent like thunderstorms or admins or things like that. Now a permanent tornado would, I think, I think it would spawn like every 2 to 3 hours with a 2% chance for a crop to get the twisted mutation with the potential like 100x sell value, making it grindable. And an admin only version might be rare, like Disco needing you to be online during Jandel's streams and all this stuff. And then final wrap up, honestly, you could need to stockpile high value plants for this because this is going to be absurdly overpowered. But anyways, if this video did help you out, make sure to leave a like, and once again subscribe because I'm trying to hit 150,000 subscribers. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.